Greetings, peace and blessings. Happy Sunday. Sunday is the day that the sun rules, and the sun is currently at the final degree, or like the 28th degree of Leo. So we have the sun is going to be leaving Leo really soon, which I am excited about because I'm a Virgo and it's going to be Virgo season. So before I get started, you have, today is the 20th, the 21st. So tomorrow I will be closing the registration for this month's 13 moons. We're focusing on the new moon in Virgo and the full moon in Pisces. The Virgo Pisces energy is it's interesting because Pisces is endings. It's where things come to complete, where the cycle ends. So we're having the full moon in Pisces. So if there are things in your life, habits, behaviors, patterns, beliefs, ways of being that you have outgrown and you are really ready to move on from, this is the perfect moon cycle for you, because Virgo is planning the new energy. Virgo is where we seed our new reality this month, because the new moon is in Virgo. But Virgo is also the divine feminine. So whether you're a man or a woman, this energy of the Virgo new moon and the Pisces full moon can support you in harnessing and expanding your feminine energy, which is the energy that brings everything into manifestation. So it's not about being a man or a woman, but it's about understanding the creation process and your relationship to your feminine energy. The feminine is the internal, the masculine is the external. So if your feminine energy is not strong, if you need to expand it, strengthen it, heal it, transmute it, because it's too externally focused, because it's too focused on material things, because you have confusion or doubt or worry, all of those are internal energies. And if you need to transform them, this is the cycle to do it in. And tomorrow is the last day for you to register. All right. So the sun is at the 28th degree of Leo. And let me just say, my energy is in a very unique place that I have never honestly experienced it in, honestly. So, I am in my own experience of things ending. And so I want to say that I'm not really sure what my lifespan is going to be here on Instagram. That might change. So if you benefit from the work that I do, I encourage you to join the community, Follow the Sun. And you can do that on my link tree, because I'm not sure yet, but I might be ending my time here. I'm not sure if this is the best use of my energy any longer. The best way for me to use it. And so I'm in the deciding factor. So like yesterday, I wasn't here because I'm just not, something is shifting. I'm not sure what it is, but something is shifting. So I encourage you to follow me at Follow the Sun, because that is the private community. And I'm always doing things there. So for instance, this Wednesday, Uranus goes into retrograde, and I will be doing a ritual there for the community to tap into the Uranus energy, which is very significant energy. It is our energy that brings us to our uniqueness, the thing that makes us specific from anyone else. And it's important for us to honor that energy so that we can really have the courage to live true to ourselves. That's why we have to honor. That's why we do the rituals. Otherwise, you'll just continue to go along and, be influenced by external things. It's like, oh gosh, the world is so fascinating right now, you guys, because the thing that gives me peace is that I understand that we are in the dark ages. We are in the dark ages. And it's fascinating because it's like, when I was growing up, I loved history and I studied all that sort of stuff. And whenever they would talk about the dark ages, you would see, pictures and books of white people who were looking all scruffy and who didn't have any food, or diseases, all that sort of stuff. But that's not what the Dark Ages is at all. The Dark Ages is really about consciousness. And we are still in the Dark Ages because of the Earth's relationship to the light of the sun. But we're coming out of it. We're moving into the age of Aquarius and out of the Dark Ages and into another way of being. But the way that we're going to do that is by people beginning to awaken. It's not something that is going to happen to you. You have to free yourself from the old ways of being and come into a new consciousness. That's how it works. It's something that you have to be intentional about. It's not something that's going to just take you over. Like, you get to make a choice is what I want to say. You get to make a choice. And many people are not going to make this choice until they have to. It's a really, it's a difficult path in the world that we live in now. But it's a rewarding path, because those of us who are gearing ourselves, orienting ourselves towards the light, towards the coming age, those of us who are orienting our consciousness in this new frequency, where we're going is inevitable, right? Everybody's going, whether they come now or not. Everybody's going, and just like everybody is going to be in Monday, whether they want to be in Monday or not. Everybody is going to get to Tuesday, whether they want to or not. This is how this age is. Everyone's going, whether you want to or not, because that's the way of the planetary energies. We're all going that way. But those of us who have the courage to be a lead in it, to go in that direction, even though it's not popular, even though it's lonely, even though you're uncertain, right? Those of us who have the courage to do that will be deeply supported by the universe, because that's where the universe is going. That's how it is. So when I invite you guys to, do the classes or things like that, all of my work is geared towards orienting us towards the light. That's all I know how to do. That's all I know how to be, is to orient us towards the light, because that's where I'm orienting myself. So everything that I create is that. Okay, so this sun is leaving Leo today or tomorrow, and it's at the 28th degree, and the sun in Leo it's been a really tough, this month has been fucking hard, you guys. This has been, because Saturn was opposing the Leo sun. And so Saturn opposing it sort of dimmed the energy. It sort of restricted it, because what it was doing was saying a new pattern has to come. The way you are expressing yourself needs to be expressed in a new way, in a way that you weren't expressing it before. And that's the ticket between Leo and Aquarius. Leo is your heart. It's your uniqueness. It's the thing that makes you're the way you express yourself. And then Aquarius is, how does that energy then impact the collective? So you are an artist or a creator of some sort. It doesn't, like, I'm a creator. And then how is what you're creating impacting the collective? So we're all doing this, whether we like it or know it or not. We're all creating with our thoughts, with our feelings, with our intentions, with our fears, with our worries, with our hopes, with our joys. All of it is creative, and it's always happening. And so what we've had an opportunity to do in Leo is really refine our creations, refine our commitment and our devotion to what we're here to do. And so at the 28th degree is love. So the sun at the 28th degree of Leo is love. And really that's just about being profoundly in love with yourself. Like loving yourself enough to, I'm sorry, one of my cats keeps eating the other cat's food. So I'm just trying to catch her in case that's what she's doing while I'm paying attention to you guys. But one of the things that you get to do is like honor who you are and everything about you in every way. Honoring the magic that you are, honoring what you've come through, where you've come from, honoring the people that had to live in order for you to be here, honoring the fact that your soul chose to be here at this time. And when we can honor that, then it opens us up into a deeper experience of ourselves. Honoring that you have value and that what you're doing here is necessary, that you are actually on purpose, that there's nothing, that there's not a mistake, that everything about your life is a valuable experience and creation. And then honoring the revolution that is happening within you constantly, the way that you get to revolutionize yourself in your life, because you are an example. You are light. You are the image and likeness of God. And so that is how you love yourself, like really deeply being committed to your own evolution and your process through self-love, through loving your creation, through loving your choices, through loving everything that is around you. And it is this work of becoming, so it's like we get to become single focused, and the single focus that we get to come into is focusing our attention on the divine that is within us, focusing your attention on your connection to God. I mean, in my own personal experience, this is so challenging for me. Worthy, valuable, but challenging, because my orientation has often been towards what's out there and what's happening and what do I need to do and what are they doing out. It's been external. And the external is truly a mirage. It's such a trip to understand how this stuff works. It literally fucks my mind up, because we're all energy, and anyone in your life is just an energetic projection of your energy. And the work that I have been doing is helping myself stay in a constant memory of that everything in my world comes through my own energetic agreement, alignment, and frequency. Every person in my life comes through an agreement, an alignment, and a frequency. Every person is a picture of me somehow, some way. And the more we can remember that, the more that stays fresh in our awareness, the more we are aligned with the reality, the more we can wield it. So today Mercury goes into retrograde on September 9th, and it's starting its retrograde shadow now. I'm going to be teaching a class. I'm going to be doing a ritual-based class on that, because it's going to be a tremendous retrograde, because the retrograde starts in Virgo, goes into Libra. And I went to the pet store to get some food for my cats who were just dancing all around me. And when I got inside, there was a real weird pack of people, and they were all lingering and standing around because the internet was down. And everybody behind the counter were kind of panicked, and the internet, can we do it this way? And I said to one of the employees, I was like, Mercury's going into retrograde starting yesterday. So that's really what you're experiencing, is Mercury retrograde. Hey, Pishan. And then, so the system was down, and I just did a little internal prayer, because I work with Mercury all the time. Mercury, I'm a Virgo Gemini, so Mercury is a dominant force in my life, and I do a lot of rituals because of that. So I just went up to the counter and closed my eyes and put my hand on the system a little, like for a split second. The internet was back up and everything was right, and they rang me up, and I was like, all right, all you guys need to do is the rituals. And then I walked out of there. And what I know is that as I align myself to the energies and the frequencies of the cosmos that are within me, like, you know, the Bible says that Jesus the Christ said, you can speak to the mountain and say, mountain, be thee removed, and it moves because you're aligned to the frequency. And it's as simple as that. And this is the world that we are moving into. The old world is done, y'all. I'm telling you, that motherfucking shit is over. It's done. And so if we're not doing the rituals and the work to honor the wholeness and the unseen and the invisible, if we're not honoring that, we will be trapped in confusion and chaos and fear and worry and doubt and all. And this is why I teach the classes. This is why, because we're moving out of the old way of being. It is collapsing. So if we don't learn how to do this in a way that is evolutionary, if we're not learning how to be here as human beings, and we think that we can still function the same way, I feel something for you. I do, because it's over. It's like, so whatever it is, this Mercury retrograde that's coming, it's about to be, and Gemini, Mars is going retrograde in Gemini, and Mars just moved into this. When I tell you guys, perception is the key here. What I'm gonna just leave it at that. And so with that, the moon is still in Gemini. And so with the sun in the last days of Leo and the moon in Gemini, how can you perceive love? How can you perceive? Like literally, oh God, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day. I have this lover who I just have such an affinity for. And he's really he's my friend, right? He's my friend, but our connection is like, he gets this conversation, he gets it. And I just really appreciate that. And so what we get to do is we get to perceive whatever we desire, right? So can you look at something, and no matter what it is that your ego says it is, can you supersede that with your divinity and say, that is love? Because if you have the courage to name everything love, everything will become love. And this is the world that we're moving into, you guys. We're moving into a world that looks real and fixed, but truly is an illusion. And those of us who are tapped into the frequency of the universal consciousness, we can name something. That is the law of quantum physics. It's what it is because you say it is. So if you look at something and say that's fucked up, it's going to be fucked up. And you're going to experience the fucked upness of it. If you look at something and say, that is the divinity of God having its space, then you are going to experience it as the divinity. If you say it's love, it's going to be love. If you say it's fear, it's going to be fear. If you say it's worry, it's going to be worry. It's up to you. It's your call. Now, the work for you to do is to get your frequency strong and aligned enough so that when you say it, you believe it, and then the universe does what you say it needs to do. This is the world that we are moving into. We have always been in this world, but we have been locked up in this world that was white supremacy and capitalism, where we have been at the effect of everything. I'm not enough. That world is crumbling faster, and they're doing everything they can to bandage it up and tape it up and make it seem real, but it's over. It's over. It's over. And what's happening is your ability to command reality, to have the authority, is going to become more, and your creations are going to get faster and faster and faster. So it's important for you to align yourself to truth. Align yourself to cosmology. And the 13 Moons class that I teach helps you align yourself to the cosmology and the planetary energies. For if you're going to look at my video from a couple days ago with Tammuz, she talks about that with me, how we literally align ourselves to the invisible forces, and then the invisible forces work on your behalf because you are one with everything. You're one with all of it. So thank you guys very much. Wednesday, I'm going to be doing a ritual for the Uranus goes retrograde on Wednesday. I'm going to be doing that for the people who are in my Follow the Sun community. And it's just going to be a community ritual. Uranus is so significant and important. So if you'd like to join Follow the Sun, you can do that in my link tree. You can also join 13 Moons in my link tree. And the last day to join the Jupiter retrograde class is also today. And I just encourage you guys to join the Follow the Sun because, like I said, I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be here. This platform doesn't feel like the best way for me to use my energy any longer. So I might be leaving soon unless I figure out a new way to do it. All right, you all. Peace and blessings. Have a really beautiful day. Bye-bye.